Today's subject, slavery. And welcome guys to another video. It's almost October. I could have waited to pop out with this, but I'm doing it now because I felt like you guys might be horny. So I was like, you know what? I'll give them a little bit of a show. Hope you guys like it. Okay, yeah, so today's subject, God's timing. And I think this is actually such a good topic because I included am actually infinitely retarded. And I'm constantly like, I want it now. I want it now. God, give it to me now. And then I hear him say, what the fuck are you doing for it? And I'm like, that's a good question. I'm like, God, give me I want my fucking wife. Give me an amazing woman right now. And he's like, dude, you've been watching porn every fucking day. Every time I give you a girl, you talk about her sucking you off. Not like realistically. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and this is me. Like, I'm coming at myself. I'm not coming at you guys, even though you guys are probably in the same boat, right? So, I'm not saying you have to be perfect for God's timing to strike. Not at all. Because sometimes love comes when you need it the most, when you're actually the worst you, right? Like, when you don't know who you are, when you hate everything, and love comes in and saves you. My only problem with that is when love comes in, it saves you. And if the person wasn't the right person for you, you might have a harder time healing because you associated that person with the love. And now you think, I'll never find anyone until someone better comes. And you're going to be like, wow, I can't believe I never, I never even prepared myself for someone like you. You know what I mean? And everything just is magical. So with God's timing is genuinely perfect, right? Because let's just say right now God was to give you what you've been craving. He's not gonna give a toddler a fucking glass bottle, because first off, it's unfair to the toddler to give a kid a glass vase and say, don't drop this fucking vase. And then the kid drops it, and then the parent's mad at the kid. Well, you shouldn't have given the kid the vase in the first place. So if you think about it, it's not that God's punishing you. God literally empathizes with you. And he's like, yeah, it's not fair to give this to my kid yet. He's not ready. Not that this kid's a bad kid. I actually love him so much. I want him to wait for when the time is right. So when he gets it, he doesn't waste his blessing. Because often we can get what we want. That was a fart. I don't know if you guys heard it, but if you heard it, your ears are blessed. But, oh, damn, I didn't think it would be a stinker either. Damn, this fucked up my fucking video. Fuck. And I don't know how to edit, so you guys are going to have to deal with that. I mean, I do, but I'm lazy. But anyways, like I was saying, God's not going to give you something when you're not mentally prepared for it, because it would totally be unfair. And he's so understanding and kind. A big misconception with Christians, when we feel like we missed the street God wanted us to take, we're like, oh, that's it. I fucked up. I'm never going to get that opportunity again. It's such a bullshit thing to tell yourself. You will get the opportunity again, and next time when you get the opportunity, you're going to fucking strike, and you're going to hit it on the dot. You're going to thrive when the opportunity comes, and you're going to take it, and you're going to run with it. And you're not going to look back, because when God puts you somewhere and you look back, then you're doubting. And not only are you doubting him, you're doubting yourself. And whatever you're going to do, you're not going to be sure of, and you're not going to be happy about it. When you're doing something, you have to be sure of it. But when you know you need to do something, even if you're not sure of it. You do it when you're unsure. You don't wait for the perfect timing. Now, this is where this comes into. God's timing is always perfect. But sometimes you need to take the big step. You need to take the big jump. Sometimes you have to say, you know what? I can't keep waiting for the perfect weather, because sometimes if I don't plant the fucking seed now, this tree's never going to grow. And that's exactly what the Bible says. And I'm going to read you guys the verse real quick. I forgot what it was, but yeah, so this Bible verse, it says, if you wait for the perfect conditions, you will never get anything done. It was more than that. Yeah. Okay. Give generously, for your gifts will return to you later. So when you give generously right now, it does not mean that just because you didn't give $1 million fucking dollars back doesn't mean you're not being rewarded in somehow, some way, in some time, right? Divide your gifts among many, for in the days ahead you yourself may need much help. When the clouds are heavy, the rain comes down. When a tree falls, whether south or north, the die is cast, for there it lies. If you wait for the perfect conditions, you will never get anything done. God's ways are as mysterious as the pathway of the wind, and as the manner in which a human spirit is infused into the little body of a baby, while yet it's in its mother's womb. Keep on sowing your seed, for you never know which will grow. Perhaps it all will. Isn't that fucking beautiful? Perhaps it all will fucking flow. This is literally saying, don't fucking panic. It is a wonderful thing to be alive. If a person lives to be very old, let him rejoice in the day of life. But let him also remember that eternity is far longer, and that everything down here is futile in comparison. So, literally, if you keep on waiting for the right fucking time, it will never happen. Me, I was in love with this one girl. I'll always go back to this. If you watch this one girl, it's not because I like to throw this in your face, but you were my biggest learning moment. I'll never forget what you taught me. If I never met her, I would not be as smart as I am. She doesn't understand how much meeting her impacted me. I'll always go back to her when I tell stories, because I learned so much from her. I was in love with her, and I kept waiting every day. Okay, when the time is right, the time is right, the time is right. Literally one day, I couldn't ignore it. I said, fuck the timing. I don't give a fuck if the world is ending, if the world is fucking living. I don't give a fuck. I need to tell her now. And I did it, and I got my answer. When the time is right, the time is right. This is a bullshit answer. No, when the time is right, obviously you'll know. But in scenarios, sometimes you might not know, guys. Sometimes the time could be right and you might not know. But guess what? You have to take a chance. You got to grab your balls and you got to take that leap. And you got to trust God. Because if you keep living on the edge, if you keep waiting for the right time, maybe you'll miss it. Maybe it'll come right back to you too. So even if you miss it, there's no stress. But all I'm saying is it's better sooner than later, right? Now, if you're 110% sure that, okay, I should wait, then wait. There's nothing wrong with waiting it out. I waited, bro. It took me, I waited a year to tell this girl I loved her. Ain't nothing wrong with taking a little time. But if you're personally avoiding it because you're afraid, then it's no longer time is right, it's you're scared. And it's okay to be scared. Admit it. Say yes. I'm scared as fuck because what I want to do and what I want to say is terrifying. And what's wrong with that? Literally nothing. There's nothing wrong with being scared about it, but can you do it when you're scared? Is the question. And if you could do it when you're scared, you could fucking do anything. You don't need to wait on no one. You know? But you need to understand, when you take that big step of faith, waiting on God's timing is, I might not feel it, I might not hear it, smell it, taste it, but I know the Lord is there, and I know God is with me. Christ, he came down. He didn't say, let me get this fucking pain out of the way and die right now. No, he said, I have 33 years. When the time comes, but I'm not going to hide like a coward. I'm going to go to where they want to arrest me, and they're going to get me. What a fucking thug, right? What a badass. Ain't nobody fucking does that shit. What the fuck? Everyone, all these criminals fucking run. He wasn't even a criminal. That's the best part, too. He knew he was innocent. He literally said, here, pussy, take the shit. Obviously, he didn't say that, but you know what I mean. Yeah, when the time is right, he will make everything happen. And also, when you feel like God's timing isn't happening, sometimes we could, all my wisdom, all my knowledge is awesome. I'm telling you everything, but as a true human, sometimes literally all I could tell you is be patient and just wait. I know you're going through a lot. I know you're going through pain. You might be saying, Brandon, give me some wisdom, give me some knowledge. What do I do? Literally just trust him. As head-ass as that sounds, literally, sometimes we cannot see the way through. Sometimes as humans, we need to empathize with one another, and we have to understand there's nothing I could tell you right now that's going to make you feel better. Carl Jung, one of the greatest psychologists, he said, learn every spiritual thing, learn everything there is to know. But once it's time to help another human, just be a normal human, just be another soul. You know, I definitely botched that, but you get the gist. Just be another human. When someone's waiting on God's timing, don't just sit there and say, when the time is right, the Lord will make it happen. Empathize with them, bro. Say, I fucking understand. This shit fucking sucks. I get it. This fucking sucks. I'm in the same boat as you. I know you can't see it. But just know I'm here with you, and just know God does have your back, whether you feel it or not. Whether you want to love him or not, he loves you. Always lead with love. Because no one could say anything bad about you when you lead with love. Even the atheists, even the Muslims, whatever, whoever the fuck wants to come at you, doesn't matter what they have to say about you. If you're leading with love, what are they going to say? This guy's spreading love and joy and positivity. Alright, you just look like a fucking asshole. You know what I mean? So always lead with love, because then you bring people closer to Christ that way. And always remember, God's timing really is perfect. It really is. It really is. And it might look terrible now, and it might look like he doesn't care, but he literally does. He really does. He wouldn't have made you if he doesn't care. A lot of people say, well, if he loved me, he wouldn't have made me because they're evil. Well, no. When you have a kid, you can't keep the kid in a bubble forever. You need to let the kid grow. You need to let the kid thrive. Even if evil happens to him, every parent knows when they bring a kid in this world, there's a chance of this kid, the worst thing happening to him. But why do they do it anyways? Because they love the kid. And they're not thinking about the worst thing that could happen to them. They're thinking about the love, the life, the future, the hope, the faith. And we need to think more like that with God's timing. We're not here to suffer. And even if we're suffering, I guarantee If God was to put you on this earth and not give you the knowledge of good and evil, right? Not giving you the choice, you would be like, well, I'm a fucking robot. He says, bro, I'm giving you both choices. What do you want to choose? And the choice is yours. If you want to bite that apple, bite that apple. If you want to stay away from it, stay away from it. But the choice will always be yours. No one's going to make you do anything. Not Satan. Not the person next door. Not your friend, your enemy, your lover. No one is going to force you to bite that apple. You choose. The snake didn't say bite this fucking apple. At the end, he convinced them, but at the end of the day, it was their choice. They chose to. And instead of thinking God made them to be condemned, think of God knew that they were still gonna sin, and he still sent his one and only son to redeem everyone's sin. He didn't make you to send you to hell to suffer. He made you knowing that you will turn against him, but that's why he made mercy and grace. But you need to accept it. You need to understand what it all means, and what it means to be a sinner and what it means to be a saint. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this topic. I really like talking about this. I felt really good right now. This is a fucking epic video, and I hope you guys like it. And I definitely will be back. I'm like uploading. I'm a fucking content machine, bro. I'm gonna just keep uploading. But yeah, guys, I will talk to you guys soon.